Today on OCD Space, we are talking about a concept critical for OCD recovery. It's called the void, and you are going to want to stick around for this one, guys. As always, if you are liking my videos, please be sure to like and subscribe. And with that out of the way, let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome back to OCD Space. I'm Mike Parker, and this is your place for all things OCD. So today, I'm excited to share with you a concept that is going to help a lot of people who are trying to free themselves of their obsessions. It's called the void, and being ready for it can really remove one of the big barriers to OCD recovery. But before we get to the OCD void, I'm going to describe how this concept plays out in everyday life situations. So there's going to be times, we're all going to experience this, when something that's been a big part of our life suddenly comes to an end. It could be moving away from a place we've lived for many years, experiencing the end of a relationship, retiring from a career, or having the kids leave home when they become adults. These are all situations when life suddenly changes. There was this thing that was filling up all of our time and all of our thinking, and all of a sudden it comes to an end. And these are examples of life suddenly presenting us with a void. It can be a difficult experience, and it brings with it a very unique sort of discomfort. Life is suddenly quieter and less full. And we may not know quite what to do with ourselves. It feels like maybe we should be doing something, but we're also aware there's nothing to do. And that can even leave us feeling anxious and guilty, not to mention a little sad. In all of these situations, the void is something we have to grapple with. The good news, of course, is there are things around the corner, new pursuits, new interests, new phases in our relationships. But on the way, we have to adjust to this new world we're suddenly living in. Now, I bring up these real-life examples because a very similar experience occurs with OCD when you're doing ICBT or really any OCD treatment. Once you reach the point of recognizing that the doubt you've been focusing on, possibly for years, something like maybe I'm sick, maybe I'm bad, maybe I'm irresponsible, maybe I'm dangerous, maybe I'm uncaring. When you begin to realize that this doubt is irrelevant to you and has been all this time, that can be quite a shock to the system. What we're basically saying is that this thing that has been weighing so heavily on you is not only a little less relevant than what you've been thinking it is, it's completely irrelevant. You don't have reason to continue exploring this topic. This, of course, can be a major relief, but it's also like going from 100 to 0, and it's not so different from those examples I shared at the start of this video. So when you get to this point in treatment, you're faced with a new option in life. You can stop following the doubt into your imagination where, let's face it, you'll only become convinced of a scary story. And you can instead stay in the world of the senses, where you assume that you're okay until life provides you with overwhelming evidence that something bad is happening. But you have to be ready for how different this world is going to feel. In the world of your senses, things are quieter. Life is a little less eventful, and the stakes are definitely lower. In this new world, you are going to encounter a void. You're not used to relying on your senses. You're used to exploring possibilities. And this new life may not feel entirely right at first, but this is exactly what the world of the senses feels like when you remove the doubt. Your sensory information is all you have, and it's all you've ever had, and it's all you need. You're going to have to get used to this void when you let go of OCD. If you've been struggling with contamination OCD, that doorknob is now just a cold metal doorknob. You don't have senses to identify what invisible things could be on it. And now you're not even going there. You're not even trying to imagine the invisible things. In the world of your senses, it's just a metal doorknob, an object for opening a door. And if you've been struggling with moral or scrupulosity OCD, in the world of your senses, you're a normal, decent, and flawed, of course, human being. You're realizing that you don't have a sense that can tell you what God is thinking about you. And you're no longer imagining the rejection and the hell and the torment. But now that you're letting reality back in, you're also noticing that you're a pretty good and moral person. There's no other information you'll find in life, and this is your cue to move on. Because nothing in your life is pointing to the OCD concern as a relevant problem in your present moment context. So what's one to do with this void? Well, first of all, recognize what the void feels like for you. Maybe it's unease. Maybe it's boredom. You might experience some guilt, feeling like you should be doing something right now. Or it could be making you feel anxious, like this doesn't feel quite right. This is where we see that with ICBT, just like other OCD treatments out there, recovery from OCD inevitably includes some discomfort. And once you identify exactly what that discomfort is for you, your next task is to embrace it. Welcome in that quiet and safety of the sensory world, and then welcome in the boredom, welcome in the body's anxious response. This is what recovering from OCD is supposed to feel like. With time, you are going to get used to this new life that has a lot more reality and a lot less imagination in it. And it's not going to feel uncomfortable forever. And that void, well, it will eventually get filled up with all of the other stuff in life, the things you've been wanting to prioritize, the things that matter to you. You can think about anything you want now and get back to enjoying things again. You're off the hook. And that is all I've got to share about the void today. I hope this video has been helpful to you all. Until next time, guys, take care and trust yourselves. Are you someone interested in inference-based cognitive behavioral therapy for OCD? Well, I have 2 trainings available online, one for clinicians and a self-help course for people with OCD. If you're interested, check them out on my website, icbttrainingonline.com.